To answer the questions in the Santa Ana quiz, I ran a simulation for 1,000 iterations. The output histogram is attached to cell E6 over here. If you click into it and then go to Browse Results, the histogram will come up. We're used to histograms that have a vertical axis showing the relative frequency, and that's not the case here. But that's easily changed. If you click on this button, and you can change it to the relative frequency. There we go. And now you have a histogram that you can think of as a risk profile. And in fact, it's interesting to compare the risk profile you get with the simulation with the assumptions that have more detail in the uncertainty, and what we got from the risk profile that has nothing but the best guess assumptions. And you can see there is a similarity between the two, but the histogram for the simulation has much richer detail. There we go. With regard to the questions in the quiz, the first question was, what is the expected monetary value associated with the taking on the Santa Ana expedition? And that we can find in the chart here. The mean of the simulation histogram is the expected value. And the mean I have is $25,827.61. The answer that is closest in the quiz is $25,600. And the second question is the probability of breaking even from the expedition. And the way you can find that out, breaking even means receiving a profit of 0, and you can just move this to 0, and you can see that the probability of breaking even is almost 50-50. So 50% of the histogram is below 0, 50% above. So the correct answer here is A, 0.5. The third question asks for a 95% confidence interval for the profitability of the expedition. And a 95% confidence interval has tails of 2.5% at each end. And the easiest way to get that is simply to change these tails to 2.5% each. And then you can read the ends of the confidence interval off from the top here. I get minus 9,615 to 98,459. And in the answers to the quiz, the answers that come closest are both the A answer, almost exactly the same, and the B answer as well, because this represents plus or minus $72,000. The reason for that is the standard deviation is about 36,000, so a confidence interval is plus or minus $72,000 around the expected value. So overall, the correct answer for number 3 is E, both choices 1 and 2. Finally, the fourth question actually isn't a question directly about the simulation. It asks, how high could search costs go and the expedition still be profitable in expected value terms? You can actually answer that simply by looking at the original decision tree. It's really asking for a break-even point between the search option and no, where you manipulate the actual search costs, and if you manipulate it to $31,500, if only by playing with it, you'll find that the value of the search option is 0, which is even with not taking on the project. And so the answer in this case is D, $31,500. And that completes the answers to the quiz.